Bill Battis, I'm the Interim Athletic Director here at Marshfield High School, and we are sitting currently in our state-of-the-art fitness center here at Marshfield High School. This is where many of our teams work out, practice preseason, during the season, and it's a great place for our student athletes to come and meet with their coaches and really get that sense of team bonding. It's been quite a journey. I think I started, as I said, 27 years ago. When I graduated from Marshfield High School, the principal and a couple of my teachers said to me at the time, thought I would be great in the profession. So I was a big history guy, loved history and law enforcement. So I knew that was something that I wanted to study in college. So I happened to see the principal at the time, Peter Deftos, that summer before my senior year, and he said, asked me how my career was going, everything like that. I said, great. I said, I'm actually getting ready to student teach. He actually placed a call to Fitchburg and said that we'd like to have Billy come down and student teach with us. So in the fall of '92, I came back here to student teach. And the next year, they hired me. And the ironic part was, I'd only been out of here for 5 years after I graduated, and then I was back. So I got to work with a lot of the teachers that I had. A lot of my students that first couple of years were younger siblings of my friends because I grew up in the Marshfield community. So it was really kind of neat to be back and working in the building that I just recently graduated from. Mr. Moriarty, Jim Moriarty, was the baseball coach here back in the early '90s. He was a teacher coach when I was here, and so I knew him very well. He was a social studies teacher as well too. So he asked me if I'd like to volunteer, help out with the team. So I started working with the team my first year back in the building, and then a couple years later the freshman job became available, so I did that for 2 years. And then Mr. Moriarty retired from teaching and from coaching. Mr. Miller, who was the athletic director at the time, called me into his office. I never even thought about being the varsity baseball coach at that point, and he said, we'd like to interview you to be the varsity baseball coach. So I've been with the varsity team for 21 years now. And you just meet so many great people, either coaches or players that we've played against. Education and athletics go hand in hand. Our student athletes are a vital part of Marshfield High School, and so being able to share classroom experiences with them, and then obviously out on the athletic fields, it's been great. And obviously this year as the athletic director overseeing all our programs it's quite an honor. I'm very fortunate to be in the spot that I'm in. I've always been interested in law enforcement. My father was a police officer, my brother was a police officer, a lot of family members were police officers. So Chief DeVaris at the time was a sergeant, and he had known that I took the civil service exam, kind of took it on a whim. A friend of mine was taking it. He needed kind of a little encouragement to take it. So I said, I'd love to do it. I said, that's something that's always interested me. So I took the civil service exam. I scored well enough to obviously get a call. He explained to me what the role of a permanent intermittent was. And he said, would that be something that would interest you? And I said, yeah, it would be great. So when I graduated from the police academy in June of '04, I was hired here in Marshfield as a permanent intermittent in July of '04. My duties would be that of any police officer. I could be assigned 4 to midnight, midnight to 8, 8 to 4 shift, and it's as a patrolman. They give you your area, your sector car, and obviously you enforce the laws of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. And I think the biggest thing that we do is we help the citizens of Marshfield in any way we can. So that would be my role on any given shift. And I could be sitting here talking to you right now, or I could be getting a call saying that, Bill, can you come in and help us with the 4 to 12? We're short a little bit. And I'd be like, I'm on my way. This community, for not just me but my family, has been so good to us. I wouldn't want to really be anywhere else, and I wouldn't want to live anywhere else, and I've been fortunate to be able to settle here. So it means a lot to me. Most of the people, and I bet every teacher and police officer would say the same thing, or firefighter, all of us who work in this community, who serve in this community, it's an extension of our family. So when we go to a call, it's most likely maybe somebody that we know, or if it's a student that comes into my office, has an athletic question or just an academic question, it's probably a student that I have a relationship with their family, with them, with him or her, or their parents or their older siblings. So that's the one thing I love about Marshfield. We're not as small as we used to be as far as that small town feeling, but it certainly still has that small town vibe. I mean, you go to Roach Brothers, you go to Gerard Turkey Farm, CVS, you go to the places in Marshfield, and you get to see a lot of people that you know and a lot of people that you've either worked with, grown up with, or gone to school with. So I love that. So for me, being part of this community, it's very important that I serve whatever role that I'm wearing that day. For me, being in the Marshfield community is very special. I've been blessed with a lot of great people in my life here, and so if I can give back a little bit of what they gave me, hopefully I can do that.